You know, I kind of have this feeling that he was the one that got away. The thing that I wanted the entire it's trash.
God damn. I don't get that. I'm clean. I do whatever I want. You don't get to stab somebody and then critique how they bleed out. What the fuck? All right, guys, let's dive into this one, man. We got one coming to us today from Griffin Mind, man. Mind you, this woman rejected this man for years. Not once, not twice, but repeatedly.
What am I supposed to do?
And wait until you see what has brought her to realization that she made the mistake. Let's get into this.
He and I met in college. He was trying to get me to give him a chance all throughout college, and I kept saying no. But last night when he was giving his speech as the best man, I was feeling so nostalgic, and I was kind of feeling a little bit of regret. I was like, you know, I kind of have this feeling that he was the one that got away.
Boy, if you don't get...
The thing that I wanted the entire time was in front of me the whole time.
She saw the guy she rejected 11 years ago and instantly regretted it. Like the video, subscribe, stay on the path of progress. Let's get into it.
Unfortunately,
So one speech later, suddenly he's the one that got away. This man is the one that got away. We'll dive deeper into this as we go, man. Stick around. Let's keep going.
I am no better than any of the emotionally unavailable men that have ever broken my heart, because I too used to be extremely emotionally unavailable. And I can now say that I truly understand why men will come back to one specific woman over and over again, because the one that got away, it's real.
Take your fucking L.
Mind you, let me just stop here just for a second. She rejected this man for years, right? And now there's one wedding speech and suddenly it's the man that got away.
It's too late.
She didn't mention anything about this man changing, right? So let's be honest. What's changed? Did his personality change? No. Did his values change? No. Did his character change? No. Because we all know that if he had any of these features, if any of this changed, she would have made it known. You know, anytime they get to point the blame at the man, they're gonna let it be known, right? So none of this has changed. So now, what has changed? What changed is how he was perceived. That's how I think of it. Other people validated him. He stood up confident, you know, sock in his hand. You know, he had status, he had respect. And now it's clicking for her, right? It just seems like a delayed valuation. This is realizing you mispriced something after it left the shelf, right? Wow. And it's gonna get worse. I can't wait for you guys to see what more she has to say. So stick around, man. Let's keep going.
I'm generalizing here. I know that men go back to women for other reasons, but I choose to believe that some of them actually are just emotionally unavailable and get afraid to commit to someone and push that person away, which is exactly what I did when I was 25 years old. So I was at my friend's wedding last night, and the best man at her wedding was actually the first man that I have ever had any sort of relationship with in my adult life. He and I...
So real quick, guys, here comes that modern classic rebrand, right? When women are young, it's, I'm just not into him. You know, he's not really my type, or I just need to discover myself. I need to find myself, right? When they're older, it becomes, damn, I was emotionally unavailable. Same decision, same outcome, just a newer language, right? And listen, growth is real. People change, but growth does not erase the accountability.
Facts.
You don't get to reject someone, benefit from their presence, then rewrite history when regret shows up. Hell no.
Oh, hell no.
Jeez, let's go, man.
Met in college. He was trying to get me to give him a chance all throughout college, and I kept saying no. I finally decided to give it a go. So, like, this man was pursuing me hard, but me, being the 20-something-year-old I was, I just viewed him as a friend, and because of that reason, I just couldn't like view him as anything else. But anyways,
Blah.
this man saw me and still sees me to this day exactly the way that I strive to be seen by a partner. I just didn't realize it at the time. Like, he
Jeez Louise, man. So he pursued her hard and she just friend zoned him. Let me just try to translate this properly, right? He gave effort, he gave consistency, he gave emotional availability, and she gave what? Access? That's not friendship. That's convenience. She wasn't really giving up the goods. He was giving to her without requiring anything back, but just access to her, conversation, maybe, to float around her and go out in public for a little bit. That's not friendship. That's just kind of convenience. And this is why men get stuck, because they're taught to be patient and be understanding, while women enjoy boyfriend benefits without boyfriend commitment. That's not being nice, man. That's being used. He was being used.
could read me like nobody else, and I would barely even tell him anything, but he just somehow
Just
saw
didn't
right
find
through
it
my
physically
soul.
attractive.
And that's exactly the kind of relationship that I'm looking for. But when I was 25 years old, I was not self-aware to the level that I'm at now. I had done absolutely zero healing work. I had no idea.
No.
I was terrified
Hold
of
on.
this man.
Now hold on.
Hold on. That part is so insane, man. Are you guys listening closely? She says he saw her exactly how she wanted to be seen. He understood her. He read her soul. So let me ask the real question here. For real. If a man understands you, if this man understands you, seen you, makes you feel safe, and still isn't enough, then what the hell are you looking for? I can't imagine. It doesn't even seem like you're looking for anything. And if the answer is something better, then don't lie to yourself later and call it fear or trauma. Call it what it was. You thought you could do better. You thought you were better and worth more than you actually were. Or at least enough, you were worth more than what this man deserved. Let's keep going, guys.
And getting close to me and like actually wanting to get to know me as a person. And this is the really difficult thing about emotional unavailability, is there's a part of you that really enjoys being with that person, but at the same time there's a part of you that is trying to pull away so bad. Even though you know deep down that this person is really good for you. And that's exactly what I was doing. He made me feel really safe. He made me feel really seen. But for some reason, I just couldn't allow myself to like fully commit. So ultimately, I ended it. I self-sabotaged it, and I kept looking for reasons as to why things couldn't work out between him and me. Luckily, we didn't end on bad terms. Like, we still will catch up to
Yeah,
this
because
day.
he's a
You
simp.
guys, I can basically
Because he
guarantee
was a
you,
simp.
this is the majority of women. The majority of women have a guy in their past that got away. They have the guy that she was alpha widowed by, the guy she pines for always. It's not only thinking back on past relationships, but past flings with the Chads. He was the biggest and best she could ever get with, but she fumbled the bag. And now what always happens around that 30-year mark, 30, 35, something like that, their biology starts to tell them to settle down and have babies, because their time is running out. So now she's finally looking for a man to actually settle down with. This is just how modern women behave.
All right, let me cut in here real quick, right? She says he made her feel safe. and that kind of scared her, whatever that means. I'm not sure what that even means. You know, that sentence alone, though, explains most modern dating problems. Safety isn't scary unless you were trained by chaos. Stability isn't really boring unless dysfunction was like your baseline. And before anyone cries judgment, this isn't an insult. It's conditioning. If you're used to highs and lows, peace kind of feels wrong. But that doesn't make peace bad.
They spend their prime years where they have the most marriage options. They spend 18 to 25. They spend all of those years on flings, on meaningless relationships, or just shooting straight for the stars, trying to get those guys that are celebrities, athletes, have tons of money, those kind of guys. But she spends all this time not being able to lock them down, or actually getting with one of those guys, but due to hypergamy, she thinks she can do better. So she breaks up with that guy and finds the next one.
Basically, one meat after the other is what he's saying. Just say it as it is, bud. One meat after the other, brother.
But they do this over and over and over until boom, smack 30, 35, you have no man, no children, no commitment, and you're just one cat away from being a cat lady. We have more of the story though, so let's keep watching.
Yeah, mind you, and of course they do. They still catch up in the end. Why? Because for her, fully cutting him off would mean that she is now stuck accepting the loss of him. This is like emotional hoarding, keeping someone around just enough so you don't feel the weight of your decisions. You don't want him, but you don't want to lose him either. You don't want to lose the access to him either. People hate hearing this part, right? But patterns don't care about feelings. This story isn't rare. It's common, actually. Dismiss the stable option early when you're young and be out there chasing excitement. Then revisit stability when fear shows up and when age shows up. When you start to see that wall in your future. And no, this isn't all women, but it's enough women that men can recognize that shit instantly, immediately, right? And the ones that don't recognize it, they're the simps. They are the simps. And even if they do recognize it, they'll still just keep giving and not expecting or receiving anything in return, but maybe small talk and conversation. They are comfortable in that friend zone as long as they still have access to that female. Not the benefits of her, of being in a relationship with her, but just the access, just the conversation and small talk will be enough. And with that little bit being there, they'll still just keep giving, right? I don't know. Let's keep going, man.
We didn't end on bad terms. Like, we still will catch up to this day. But last night when he was giving his speech as the best man, I was feeling so nostalgic and I was kind of feeling a little bit of regret. I was like, I kind of have this feeling that he was the one that got away.
You look stupid.
Because now that I'm more mature, now that I've done more work on myself, now that I have
More
so much
mature.
more
More mature,
than I
yeah,
did
exactly.
When I was 20.
Did you notice, guys, do you notice this pattern? Or is it just me? Let me know in the comments if you notice this pattern. Notice when maturity kind of just shows up, when maturity arrives at the party. Not during those fun years when they're out ripping and running and just racking up the mileage. Not when their options were just overflowing because they had that youth, them bodies, the nice hair and all these things. Not even when commitment was being offered. Maturity magically appears when their leverage starts to disappear. And here's the dagger, dude. You don't miss him. You miss the option of him. Let's be real. You just miss the option of this man. Right? Let me know if I'm wrong, guys. Let's keep going, man. Stick around.
5 years old. I'm realizing that The thing that I wanted the entire time was in front of me the whole time. I just didn't see it because I didn't know at the time that that was what I needed.
That's bullshit. You knew exactly what you needed. You just wanted to rip and run. You wanted to be out there with the Chads just getting busted down, bro. Don't lie to us. Don't lie to us. You knew exactly what you needed, but you were too occupied with all the guys that were just, you know, pumping and dumping. And you didn't mind. You didn't mind. I'm sure you didn't mind. Jeez. And now her mileage is all the way up there. Her body count is probably ridiculous. And now all of a sudden, you know, she's starting to see this. Oh, God. Because you have no leverage anymore. That's why you're seeing it. Let's go.
And that's the funny thing, is that I think a lot of the times we don't realize what we really need because we're so focused on what we want. And that's not to say that you can't get what you want, but a lot of times what you actually want isn't what's best for you.
So this guy wasn't what she wanted when she was 25. And you guys, women always do this stuff where it's like ethereal. It's always vague. They never actually boil it down to what is actually going on. It's always like this astrology type BS. Oh, I just wasn't mature. I didn't know who I was. And you know, that means I had to get run through by 20 different dudes and now I'm mature. So what does that actually mean?
He said 20. He's being kind at 20.
Let's just keep it 100% real, dude. Women's mating strategy is the alpha beta dynamic, okay? In their earlier years, their prime years, where their value is at the absolute highest, they look for the alpha chads, okay? The guys that are tall, successful, in shape, chiseled jaw, the stereotype we always talk about. And those are the guys that have the endless options. So her getting with that guy is giving her this validation, okay? It's giving herself validation, like, wow, I can attract these really handsome guys. So a lot of the time they spend those early 20s, it's like an ego trip. It really is. Just jumping from guy to guy, like, wow, look at all these guys that I can get. But of course, she can't keep them around long term, and or she missed her opportunity with them, and she ages more and more. So now it's time to settle down and actually start a family. But
yeah, how many times have you heard that, guys? Guys, if you're watching this, have you ever heard that? I needed to find myself. I needed life experience. These phrases are just camouflage. Finding yourself shouldn't actually require hurting the people who treated you well.
Good point.
And if it did, there was no growth there. There's no growth involved in that. That's just you indulging. You know, indulging in your options. Being able to have all these higher tier guys. Oh, God.
But here's the thing. Those same guys in her early 20s, those alpha chads, they don't want her. They don't want anything to do with her anymore.
Not no more.
Because now those guys are focused on the new batch of 20-year-olds. So what does she have to do? She has to look around for the beta bobs, and she goes, well, these guys aren't nearly as attractive as the alpha Adams, but he's pretty nice. He has a safe, secure job. I know he would never leave me. He would never cheat on me. So I guess I'll get in a relationship and start a family with that guy. But this is the thing. The beta bobs are not the ideal. They're not women's ideal, okay?
Facts.
So you see this, even if she does get in a relationship now, it will always be in the back of her mind, the alpha widow. She will always be thinking about those times in her 20s. And this is just one of the many reasons why you don't take women seriously that are getting older, okay? To put it lightly. Every single time they say, oh, I needed to break up with the guy. I needed to learn more about myself. I need to experience the world. That means is just jumping from guy to guy.
This really is the core issue. Excitement is prioritized early on, especially in American modern women. That excitement is prioritized early on. And stability, stability is postponed. It's pushed to the background. The fun guy gets the best version of her. The safe guy gets the cautious, damaged, guarded version after she's all washed up. And then people wonder why resentment shows up later on and ultimately it ends in a divorced marriage, right? When someone says they needed experience, that means they weren't ready to build. They were ready to just kind of sample. And if you're the guy she comes back to later, understand the role she's assigning to you, my guy. Understand the role she's assigning to you. This part matters for men. This isn't about being cold or distant. It's about not overinvesting in someone who hasn't chosen you in the past. Now, let's just get back to it.
I just need to live life. I just need to live, laugh, love. Because, bro, I guarantee you, there's somebody watching right now that has been told exactly that. I'm so sorry we had to break up. I just need to live life and experience the world. Bro. We all know what that means. Once a woman says no, she doesn't deserve a second chance at a better choice. 100%. You never take a woman back. The thing is, you can't take a woman back that breaks up with you. But you can take back a woman that you've broken up with. Still, it's usually better just to move on to the next chick because you already know what's down that path.
He told me that if we're not going home together, we won't be seeing each other anymore.
Based.
I told him, okay, well, wait in the car. I'm going to go up and clean up. I'll call you when I'm ready. Literally, I went home, showered, and went to bed. Like, what the hell is this ultimatum about? Who is gonna go for that?
Okay, you're not like 20 years old anymore. Why
Yeah,
are you
for
holding
real.
out on this guy? What are you, like 40 something? That's the thing, man. Just the audacity of some of these women. They
Yeah.
have no idea the position they're in life. This guy,
Yeah, they want to hold out now. You didn't hold out your whole life. As soon as you started jumping into that life where you were, in different beds every day, now you want to hold back. After 6 dates, this man asked for a little clarity. That's not pressure, that's just adulthood. And her response wasn't confusion, it was just all avoidance. People avoid decisions when they don't like the answer they have to give. All right, guys, we're going to end it right here, man. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. People ignore the good option when their confidence is high. They mourn it when fear replaces the confidence, the fear of being alone or ending up at Cat Lady, or when they start to see that wall, right? If you reject him, just live with it. If you were rejected, don't become the backup plan, man. Like, for real. I don't know, guys. You let me know in the comments, man, what you guys think about this one. And I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Peace.